Imagine slashing your shading time in half, freeing up precious hours to devote to your other areas of your artwork. Picture a world where your shading is not just faster, but better, more consistent, and more professional. Those are not idle fantasies. They are reality that you can achieve today with 3 simple, profound shading techniques. To start off, we will explore the first of our trio. This technique is all about separating light and dark on a single layer. I name the layer Shadow 1 and make it a clipping layer above the silhouette layer. I drop the opacity to a little higher than 80%. I recommend focusing on value with a simple single light source. Understanding light is easier if you only focus on value, meaning grayscale. You can always add more light sources later. I will show you in another video how I add color to the grayscale shading. Select a neutral gray color for your base. I use only 2 values on the Shadow 1 layer. 1 dark, 1 light. Think of light and dark as 2 separate families that really hate each other. Divide their territory by a fence. Never let either side ever cross the fence. Should light or dark cross over into the other realm, your paintings will look muddy and terrible. If you are struggling, visualize each body part as a geometric shape. Shade the planes that face away from the light source. The second technique is about adding more depth to your art. Create another layer on top of the Shadow 1 layer and make it a clipping layer. I call this Shadow 2. Set the layer to about 80% opacity. Set blending mode to multiply. This technique helps create a sense of depth and dimension that can make your art jump off the page. To apply this technique, start by selecting a darker shade than the one you used for the basic shadows. Apply this darker shade to areas where you want to emphasize deep shadows, such as under the shin or behind the ears. The third technique involves adding an additional layer for occlusion shadows. Set the layer up just like Shadow 2, but name it Shadow 3. Occlusion shadow is a fancy word for areas where light can't reach. Common areas would be the hairline around the face, folds in the clothing, or 2 body parts pressing against each other like when a girl holds her legs together. For rounded objects like arms and legs, you want to go around the outside edge in a slightly darker value. This helps create the illusion that is 3D. So do the same thing on the light side. Do a slightly darker light value around the edges. So 1 for shadows, 1 for lights. I encourage you to embrace these 3 shading techniques and watch as your artwork transforms and your efficiency soars. Remember, it's not just about saving time. It's about improving your art. It's about making your anime girls as lifelike and engaging as possible. So you keep elevating your skills to a higher level, which means clicking on this video will be game-changing for you.